All right, how y'all doing? House of Prep. For those of you still trying to get to know me a little bit, my name's Jerry. I live just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, so that way you kind of know what part of the country I'm in. I appreciate you being here. We've had a lot of new subscribers lately. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you to everybody who hits the thumbs up button. Cue in, hit the thumbs up button. No, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing that. A lot of you are consistent with that. Some of you hit it before you even watch my video, and that's faith. All right, that's having a lot of confidence, knowing that you're hitting it. It's going to be okay. I've had some fun ones out there. We've tried a few different things. Thank you for bearing with me as I experiment with new videos. But you never know. You never know what will work and what will be a good type of topics and things unless you try them. So I appreciate your patience and letting me do that. I do need to do a shout out real quick to our subscriber. They go under the name Deeds. Thank you so much for joining on the membership. If you're asking, well, what are you talking about, Jerry? Wherever you would go to hit my subscribe button, there's another button right there. It should be highlighted now for join. Something brand new that was able to be added on my channel. If you'd like to join and be a member of my channel, and it'll take you to where you can pick, I think, 3 different options of, it's just small amounts, like a monthly fee that you would put, and that's in support of House of Prep. So if you'd like to do that, it opens up a few fun things. It does open up a members only videos or members only live streams and things that we'll be doing here in the future. So if you'd like to participate in that and to help out in any way, that there's all fun little options on there. So please do that, give it a shot. So before we go any farther in the video, if you watched my last video, you noticed that I left out something that I was kind of promoting and prompting through the whole video. Hey, I'm going to talk about some long-term storage food type things that somebody gave me, okay? And if you saw that, and you even saw my note that I put on the comments, like, oh, I totally forgot. I couldn't believe it. I went through the entire video, literally had the items right next to me, almost in my lap, and I still blew right by it. Have you ever done anything like that? No, I'm sure you haven't. But no, I wanted to go ahead and talk about that. I had a friend of our family. Their family's been friends with my family, and found out that he had a whole bunch of these. And I was able to get some. And I guess his line of work, what he does, that he gets a hold of some of these MREs, and found out through family members and things that he had enough that he's not really using, and some that just roll around in his truck throughout the week, and just no home, right? So I was like, all right, well, hey, I'd love to have some of these if it's possible. Hook me up, give me some of these. So he gave me one here that says beef taco. He says this one's his favorite. So thank you for sharing, Kyle. Kyle's his name. Kyle, I appreciate you sharing even your favorite one, that you let me have one of those. There's other ones, meatball marinaras. There's kinds that have the chicken, noodle, and vegetable sauce. I mean, he just gave me, big old nice arms full, of these things. So you can see I can stack them up here. So, but seriously though, I appreciate it, Kyle. Thank you very much. And he found out that, I'm into prepping, and I have a prepping channel, and that these are things that I hold in high value, because it's a long-term storage thing. So, I mean, we're talking years of saving and not having to rotate. You can put them away, that in a pinch, if things ever got really seriously bad, having something that's a long-term, something that you've put up, that you can tap into in the case of a huge emergency or an event where you've already gone through all your supplies, you've gone through your pantry, your refrigerators, your outside freezers, whatever, you've gone through all your food. Okay, well, now you have your reserve, you have your backup long-term storage. I also have some Mountain House freeze-dried foods that I have put up, and from time to time I pick up one and just add to the stock, because again, we're always in that mindset of kind of just preparing, and it's methodical and it's adding to it. So getting a shot in the arm, some long-term preps, man, it's phenomenal. just pay attention in your world and surroundings and people you network with. It helps to kind of stay connected and understand and keep your ear out. If you hear somebody's got some extra XYZ, oh man, hey, what are you doing with that? Are you getting rid of it, or you don't know what to do with it? Hey, I can help you with that. So, people don't know sometimes that you're into that kind of thing. And so if you share that information, well, now all of a sudden people are more inclined to help you with that thing. I hope that they too would start to say, hey, maybe I should start thinking that same way as well. It might open up that box for them. And by you sharing what your passion is and what your desires are and what your plans are. So that is a huge win. And I wanted to cover that right away before we moved any further, because like I said, sometimes I forget things. Even here at House of Prep, sometimes, things like that happen. It must be that old age starting to slowly creep in, and it starts affecting us, right? I want to talk real briefly about feeling bogged down. You ever feel bogged down, especially this year, maybe this week, maybe this last 2 weeks? You just start feeling like your just brain and everything just seems so heavy, so bogged down. Do you deal with any type of anxiety and fear? So many times, even if it's not something that we're dealing with at the moment, our subconscious just remembers everything. It always in the back of our mind, there's always just something brewing, always something stirring. I used to always talk about, don't put things off. Like if you have something that needs done, sometimes we put it off and we're like, oh, we'll do that later. And even though you might not be wanting to let that bother you in your mind and consistently thinking about it, sometimes our subconscious is just, man, we got to get that done, or we're going to forget, right? We're just going to forget. We got to get this done. And that really can start bogging you down, especially when you got multiple items that you're dealing with. So if you can help it, if you have a project or something that you're dealing with, go ahead and just deal with it right now. Don't put it off. Don't wait and try to deal with that later. I always joke with my family growing up, and throughout the years I still do. I always say, hey, look, there's talkers and there's doers, all right? We can sit there and talk about it, we can plan it, blah, 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 and just come up with this, or you just jump in and just get it done. Sometimes that's the best thing. It's good to plan, it's good to talk and have a plan. Sometimes it's just good to just jump in and just get it done. Don't let your subconscious ponder on that. Write things down if you need to. Sometimes having things that are written down so you don't forget, well, now it clears your subconscious. It clears your mind because you can breathe. You've got a list. You've got things written down that that you can get back to. And having no fear. Look, sometimes we start getting anxious about life, and we get anxious about our countries and things that are going on in politics, and we start getting fearful. We like to talk about preparing for events. I love talking about what if, the sun has a solar ray that comes down and wipes out our electric grid, or an EMP hits, and or we have volcanoes and earthquakes and hurricanes and storms and famines. And look, I have fun prepping. It's fun for me. I like thinking. Maybe that's that science fiction mind of me that I like reading science fiction books and things, and part of me kind of enjoys the preparedness of things, of the what ifs. And but if you're not careful, you might have the different approach to that, and that it becomes fear. All those things I've listed and more, you start becoming fearful of the what ifs, and well, what if all the laws change, or what if they come after this on me, and they come after that, and they take away my freedoms, and you can start getting so consumed with that you start developing this anxious subconscious fear that just overwhelms you, and it bogs down your mind. Have you ever felt like that? You just bog down, and you're just like you're running your all four tires through mud. And that's what we don't want that for you. We don't want you to feel bogged down like that. And it's okay to vent. It's okay if you have to maybe type in the comments what's your fears, and it's all right to share that. Sometimes sharing those type of things gets that off your mind, and you can feel, I released that off my shoulders. Man, it felt good just to get that off my chest. And look, that's what we're here for. We're here to encourage each other. We're here to share not just our successes, but sometimes our personal failures. I shared that I forget stuff, right? So you already learned that about me. You know that I can easily forget something if I'm not careful. And even if I write it down, sometimes I'm still like, I forgot to look at what I wrote down. So we all have shortcomings. We all have things that are different. And then it doesn't help if there's people that are surrounding us that maybe don't necessarily encourage us in trying to break away from some of that fear and some of that anxiousness. So anyway, it's a Saturday afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to take just a few moments and just kind of touch base with you, share some of my story of what I forgot to share with you the other day, and maybe give you just a little bit of an encouragement and let you know that, hey, things are going to be okay. Have that glass half full type mentality. Things are going to work out. We'll be okay. But at the same sense, we do prepare because we understand that real life happens. Okay, it's just reality, but we don't want to sit there and become anxious about that. So you'll have a great rest of the day, and I'll definitely be talking to you guys later. All right, now, thanks a lot.